All right, I used to switch to live and figure out what I'm doing here. It's been a while since I streamed, but we're going to find this out. So today I'm really just going to be setting up the stream. Let's just go set up stream. Won't worry about recording it locally. We'll just send it off to YouTube later. And I see there's a lot of delay. So I see my stream in my stream. I just want to see if it works. And so what we're going to be doing today is setting up the stream. But we're going to be talking mainly about my new game, Prototype, which is, yeah, it's an online adventure escape game. I'm going to play it and see if you can actually hear the audio. Probably not.
Do you like puzzles? Do you want to escape?
So now the audio doesn't come through completely unless I literally hold the mic up to the speakers.
Assemble your team and come to Edaqa's room. Play Prototype, a collaborative online escape game. Open now, but only the way in.
All right, so that's the page, and you can go play that there. I'll probably have links to that somewhere. And I got to see my screen is not hooked up correctly. I've got these windows here. I set up a... So I can see the part of the screen that's streaming. My stream is bigger than this, but I can... My window isn't the right size right now, so I'm going to resize this window to be about that size. I have something... there's a project called PQIve, which I've modified to show me a little area in the screen where I'm streaming and where my face is right here, where I'm moving the mouse behind. I can move the mouse around it. And that's just so I know it is. I don't have the chat window popped up yet, so I don't see there's any chat. So let's remind myself of how to do that. I thought I used to be automatic, and there must be a way to do it now. Anybody know how to do that? Is there a way to pop up the chat mode? All right, let's just go back to that then anyways. Let's take a quick look at the game to see what we're going to go through. And I'm going to go locally, I think. Sure, or how do I do this? I have an admin area. Wait, I'm going to open up the admin area. And I got to do this somewhere you're not. I don't think you can see. You shouldn't be able to see these things. Anyways, if I type an address, I'm just going to do it in the bottom here anyways. So what I'm doing is I'm just trying to get into the game without paying for it, so we can play it here. Okay. So this is my game setup. This is the starting page you get once you get into the game. You can play it multiplayer. If there's anybody here right now, you can jump in the game as well if you want. I'll always post this into the chat, or we'll see. That'll be weird though, because I don't know what happens afterwards. But if you see the screen you want it, just shout it out. We can start. Serial is live, and this is where the game starts. I'm going to run through some text here and show you the main screen first of all. So this could be full screen, but since I'm doing a stream, it's kind of hard to show full screen because it's got to be contained in this little streaming area. And so this is mainly the first sort of, well, the second scene of the game, the first one. And this is also a web game. It's based on SVG and HTML and using CSS and stuff. It's using basically the web stack as my engine. But we're going to show you, or I'm going to show you all the ways that I did everything in this game, how it works. Because obviously this isn't typical web development. So you can grab items and pick them up, see what's there with Pinko the Pleasant Pig. There's a little children's book in the game. I had lots of fun doing that. You can junk some pillows. You can see that the soccer ball is locked. You may or may not be able to hear that. I don't know if my audio is coming through or not. I'll check that out later when I stream back. So time at the top. This is relevant. A lot of people miss that, but you'll see it later. And you can zoom in on a map or something. So a lot of the tech here is how do I get between the scenes, how do I go back and forth, and there's also like things like buttons that you can press. If you press them in the right order, the drawer will open. And I won't show that right now. I'll show that in a future show, and then I'll show you more importantly how I implemented that. Okay, let's go back. So this is a general game. It's at Edaqa's room. I'm working on the follow-up to this right now, and that one's also a bit easier to show. Let's go. Is it actually running? Let me check my console. It's not actually running. So let's go over to here. I'm going to just dev. I love using just files for this stuff now. My old friend of mine introduced me to them. They replaced all my make files. And let's see, we're going to do just, I keep forgetting it. I do it so often. I change the file so often. Just dev watch. Carnival is the name of the next game coming up. And I'll tell you what dev watch does later more in detail. Right now it's building all my assets, but they've all recently been built. And it's doing the webpack to build the client side of it. So now if I go to my local host, and I can go to a game, and games always have keys on them. In the local host mode, I can type in whatever I want, and it will give me a game. So this is the first screen of the game, and it's a very simple puzzle to get through the first screen. And if you're watching the show, unfortunately, you're going to have spoilers for these things. And this one's a fairly easy one with the stars, but you have to figure that out. Or I can cheat and open this mode here. If I actually make the window bigger, you won't see the cheating. So I can actually, in the game, as I test it, I can go to, oh, I forgot where I'm going. A place called Ticket Booth. So I can get a ticket, but skipping it over. And so this is what I've done recently. I've set up this part of the game. I set up the background here. I put a bit of blurring in the background of these things and put the fence in so you can see it's a little bit clearer. You're locked out of the game. And the way this is done, again, there's a lot of SVG, there's CSS, and a whole bunch of stuff put together here for this. The main things are all done in SVG. The background was SVG clip art as well, but this has been exported to a JPEG. So the backgrounds are always JPEGs. And this has made it kind of interesting for the resizing, because I wanted to make sure it works in all sizes, and so the background and the front have to scale differently. So if we have somebody has something really weird like this, you can still see, you missed some of the grass, but I took that chance. As long as you're within normal ratios of screen size, the items will sit in the ground correctly. Otherwise, if you get too far to screen, they'll go back. So if you get too narrow, it starts floating up. The key point, though, is that the usable section, all the things you have to click on, are guaranteed to be within this window here. And I can show you how I did that in a future episode too. So basically, the game's guaranteed to be there. So that's what I'm going to go through and show you how this stuff works and how you zoom in on the stuff. So these are the tickets. This here, how I put these avatars together and how I put everything together. And so in this first show, I just want to give a quick introduction, and then I want to try and set up OBS correctly for this, get my chat window open again. I know there's a chat window there. I also have some scenes in here, so I can switch to a title card. So that was a title card. Obviously, I should probably put my logo on there. And there's also the standing by. So I need some better background photos for those. So those will have to go in place. You can see the OBS here now. It makes this nice recursive effect here. And this is what I could be setting up. I don't know why it says 0.0.1. I don't know how old this version is. It must be somewhat new. And so I'm using, for the mic, I've got the little clip-on mic right here, the lavalier mic. And I have been doing recording for other things for courses before, so that seems to be still set up. I have a bunch of scenes. Apparently my old ones are still here, my scenes and profiles. And you see my poor camera. This is the, which one is that? That's the, well, that's the Logitech one. It's not actually that bad, but I actually have a DSLR out there as well somewhere, which I record other things in. But for this, I'll just be doing this. I'm on the screen down here, and I'll just leave it like that. I might put a border on. I used to have all these fancy borders and stuff, and I can get back to that eventually. If you saw my old shows, I can have fancy borders. But what can we do now for a background? Let's just take this screen here, see if I can get a screenshot of this. And I could get rid of that. So I don't want this little blue thing in the middle, though it won't make a difference for a screenshot if it's all there. So let's just go with low res for now. Get out of here. Let's see how much of this I can take as a screenshot. Let's just do print screen. So I have this screenshot. Let's just save it somewhere. Make this big again. And then I want to figure out in OBS where I set the screenshot up again. That's probably in the title card. So this is going to be a bit of an issue because I got to switch back and forth. And while I'm on the title card, you won't be able to hear me. But it should be short. So I think I need the graphics first. Okay, so I saw where I need to put it, so I got to copy that over there. Let's see. So in the temp directory, oh man, I type temp directory. I have some screenshot here, and it could be a PNG or JPEG, doesn't matter. Let's just how big is it? I wonder if it supports WebP. I don't know. Let's just do it this way. Let's just leave it big. Let's just do CP screenshot. Or can we use actually magic here? Convert is a program. Convert. Yeah. Convert. Do screenshot to projects current mort-ora-y.com. And what do I want? Artwork, I think it was. Let me check again. Yes, indeed, it is artwork. So, artwork. Wow, there's a lot of files in there. Why is there so many files into artwork? Okay. So we can convert from the input directly to the output, and let's just say edaqa's room background.jpg. Let's see if it converts it. All right. Now I can see if we can accept it here. Well, I got the proportions wrong. We'll look at that again later. It's also the standing by I have to fix. Okay, so I got those two screens going. Title card. Standing by. These are not great, but this is just going to be acceptable, I guess, until I set up. So that's what it is. Now, the next thing I need for streaming is I need to see the chat somewhere. I could, in theory, just open up my laptop always and have it sitting there, which is actually an easy way to do it. But I hate having multiple things on my desk open, trying to look around. So I have a bunch of area off the screen here. To the side here is a bunch of the rest of my screen. My monitor is pretty big. So I think it's 2,500 by something, and this is only 1,920. So somewhere there's a pop-up window, and I used to just pop that up, but I'm unclear of where that is now. As you can see, I used to have followers. I have no views right now. I have lots of viewers that used to have views. So now I got to get that number back up a little bit. I suspect this is just me and me from some other channel somewhere. So here, chat, where chat? Pop out chat, there we go. Now I used to have this pop out automatically to where it needed to go, like it would set the size and pop it out. I want to see what happened with that. So, random stuff appears on the screen, obviously, if I do that. Remember to close the chat windows. Okay, so what did I want to open the Kate? Here's my favorite text editor. So I used to have, okay, let me check first. So in the home, I have this setup stream function, setup stream. Where is this? There it is, setup stream. And I thought I had themes. There you go. Well, I have all the colors wrong here. That's bad. It's bigger, but the colors are bad. So all it's supposed to do is make it bigger, but I can also just zoom in here. And so this was a lot to do with the camera. The main thing is I'd start Firefox, and this sets up the screen because it's the same thing all the time when streaming. And this sets the exact, I think this set the window position, but somehow I screwed that up. So I have an issue here in this whole setup, and I'm going to kind of probably have to do this offline, I think, because it starts OBS each time, starts PewCube, and, well, let's see. I can actually do this online. We don't need to have Firefox running. And what I can do is I can comment out this part's already been done, so let's just comment this out for a second. And we won't start OBS again and again. I just want to get this Firefox started here. So if I go here, oops. All right. It actually does. If Firefox is not started, it starts it up and puts it in the right location. And it goes directly to my Stream Manager, which is what I want. But the pop-out window it doesn't do anymore. So why does it not do the pop-out window anymore? So let's see. It's opening up setup stream.html. And this is where the pop-up came from. Now, I have this commented out. It is weird. Why did I comment this out before? What did I have in the chat that I didn't need to see the chat on the screen? I was maybe using something else, or I just didn't watch it anymore. I'm not sure. I had some other way to see the chat probably. Maybe I had one of those apps going. But let's just pop this window up again, see if that works. And open pop-up Twitch chat. Left 500, top 100 width. So I can't possibly imagine this opens in the right place. This might be an issue that this is ignored by the browser, like the position at least. But then in the other one, this is where I can actually look for this and set it up. So WM control is a window manager control, and this is for Linux. So basically, the window manager control-L is going to say, hey, look, at least all the windows, look for the one that says Twitch at the top, which is going to be my chat window, and grab the last one. There might be more than one, but since chat was open last, it'll probably grab that one. And then I just say, remove the maximized behavior, put the exact position, and then put it above everything. And it's above really means it sticks it above, and I can't see anything underneath it, so I can always see the chat. Let's see if that actually works. Let's close Firefox again and see if that works. So it does open the chat. So it opens the chat, but it does not move it. So let's figure out what it's doing. So the WM control here, let's first of all see what it's pointing out. What is its issue here? We know it's working to some degree because it moved Firefox to the right location. And so there is the window there. So if I do chat ID, I should be able to get the window. Oops. All right, so I have the window ID for that Twitch thing there. Now, why is this not working? This probably works. Does it say fine? It says fine. Well, it moved it. But where to put it? Now it's up top. It's in the wrong position though. Oh, I get it, I understand. This position here was the position where I used to have a little panel where everybody watching could see the chat. And I just got rid of that because if you want to watch the chat, you can just watch in Twitch. But then I would also have it on YouTube. But let's move it out of the way. So I need to move it more. What do I want to move? I'm going to try and move it out of the way. So 1920 should be off to the right there. That's exactly out of the way, but I'm going to move it a little bit more so I can see my border. And you can no longer see it. And I can make it wider. It's too wide. It's not wide enough. You guys can't see any of this, but that's okay. 94, that looks like perfect. And I don't need to make it take the whole height, so I'll just make it take there. That's fine. So this is the size of it. And this gives you an idea of how big the rest of my screen is. I have this and, of course, the rest of the menu bar there popping open. So I'll just do this again. I can move this over here. Oops. Comment the old one out. I might go back to that. Now there's some sounds outside. I don't know what they're from. Now, why did this not work? Because it didn't find that one. And so we're going to figure out why it didn't find that one. Did it take too long to start? So we started up this. This is why I have the sleep 5 here, to give it a chance to set up. So let's close down everything again and find out why that didn't work. Wait, it's just over here. This is clearly longer than... So it's not opening... What? So I'm curious. This is really weird. I have these in the wrong order. I'm not even sure why it sets up the right one. Because Firefox is launched after I changed that. I probably did this so whatever Firefox is already there, it opens it up again. So I don't have to close everything off. I'll see if that works. If it's already open, does it do it again anyways? And Firefox is being launched from inside there. I see. So Firefox is not already started. It'll launch it here. So I'm just going to put it in the background, so whether it's there or not. And we're going to do it this way just in case. So if it's not launched, it will launch it. And this is loading the chat pop out. Now it all worked. Now it loaded up. My chat went off to the side over here. It's perfect. So now I have the setup stream working again. And I don't know about this thing here, this overlay here. We'll see. That should be fine. What is this free loot button? Interesting. I don't know what that was. So that's the basics of that. I have the basic one set up again. I have a big bit rate. I've lost my second viewer. Oh well, just me watching now. So it's probably me twice anyways. So this is the script to set it up. And so I got to turn this PewKiv back on and all this rest of this stuff so it starts correctly. This should probably set the... On the Windows stuff, when I was setting this up, I had it automatically launch in the right profile. And I'll do that again later if I switch enough. But otherwise, I'll just switch my hand right now. And that's enough for that. And so we have the basic stream set up. If I wanted to do more graphics or something on here, I could, but I'm not sure. So what else do I need to set up? Or is that enough for today? Again, so I'll be looking at the game, localhost here. It's the end of the game. This one's already at the end of the game. This is the logo for the end of the game. And like I said, locally I can just add more numbers. I've done that so often, they're probably already there. Oh, because it's on game over now, so that's why. Once you're at game over, you don't leave the game over state. Change it back to play. So now this is what the game you're looking at. I'll be going into the game, explaining how all this works. So there are slide outs here and stuff too. There'll be hints, chat. And this is a multiplayer game. Most of my level design is done in Inkscape. So let's load that up. It's going to be a little bit difficult to do in the stream because I got to size these all at the same time. And it's not as much space for me. work on a smaller screen, or I'll stream the whole view. That's an option I could do, is just pack the whole view down into that area. And I'll see how it works this way instead. So all my scenes are defined this way. For example, that ticket booth that we saw earlier. This is just the foreground of the ticket booth, and all the items are here, and you'll see the overlay of the puzzle because there's multiple states to this overlaying things. And some things go outside the screen, that's okay. Everything on the page is what has to be within the usable view. So this is the effective area, and stuff can go outside of it just to add some, interest. So even though it's constrained to that area, it's not clipped off and not have hard edges. So this can actually go outside of the screen, as can this little bit here. I don't like it too much of stuff on the bottom because it looks a little bit weird if it's clipped. So I keep it like that. Close that. And I think that's good. Let's just leave it at that for now. And that'll be my first stream getting this all set up again, just so I can get used to it. It looks like everything's working, and we'll just go with that. So if you do watch this, thank you for watching, and I'll be streaming semi-irregularly. It's a good idea of how to put this, telling you about my game. If you have any questions, ask me on Twitter or on Twitch, and I'll be sure to answer them, or chat if I'm live, if you happen to catch me live. Otherwise, everything will be uploaded to YouTube as well, just because, and so you can watch it offline and do whatever. All right. Thank you very much. We'll see you again later.